congratulations in playing this great role, Mr. Percy Fawcett.
Yeah.
I cried quite a bit watching this film the other
Oh,
day.
good.
I'm like, it's such a great, like, feel-good type of feeling because these under-the-radar, real-life stories that most of us have never heard of, that's about Mr. Percy Fawcett.
Mm-hmm.
How did it get to your attention?
I had initially this film was optioned by the book that this film is based on was optioned by Brad Pitt by his production company Plan B, who I've been developing material with for several years. And Brad had developed this for himself to star in as Fawcett, and then for whatever reason, I've actually never asked him why, but for whatever reason, through the process of it, he decided he wasn't going to play the central role, and so they sent it to me, and I'd always been an enormous fan of James Gray's directing, and so I jumped at the chance to read the script and go and meet him, and as soon as I read the script, I was just blown away by how vital and beautiful the story was, and what an amazing acting opportunity it would be to try to bring this guy to life.
Speaking of Mr. James Gray, earlier I spoke with him. He's like, his first reaction was like, I don't want some American guy playing this role. Charlie Hunnam, is he like from Sons of Anarchy? So he didn't know that you're a British actor until after you guys met. Did you, to this day, kind of like remind him that, you know, I'm not American, right?
Yeah.
I'm Brit.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. He didn't actually tell me that at the time that we met. I don't know if he's ever told me that, but you know, it was a big trial for me to learn how to do an American accent, and I'd always desperately wanted to have a career in American film, and so I'm always really delighted to hear that I managed to trick that many people that they thought that I was American. So that's
I mean,
really
that you're
great.
a great actor, that you can trick a lot of people.
Right.
But you know, I have to be honest with you. I just love his love story with his wife, and I think, you know, you think these modern days women, I don't think there are anybody can match up to his wife, Nina Fawcett, because she's like the perfect woman. I mean, who would just stay home and raise the children and just support your husband unconditional? And I feel like she's a big part of his success. Do you think that?
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think it's the most exciting element of the film, and the sort of most tragic is this conflict that once he had identified this purpose that made his life feel really meaningful and complete, but the sacrifice and hardship that required to manifest it must have been an enormous burden for him, because he adored his wife and he adored his children, and yet he spent most of his time, most of his life being separated from them. And it was a theme, you know, in film, it's always essential for a director, but also the actors, to make the narrative personal to them, and that was something that was very accessible to me, and I could really strongly relate to, as I know James could. And I had, at the time that I got this film, I just finished doing Sons of Anarchy, and it was a big transitional period in my time, and made me feel a bit introspective and take stock of where my life was. And I'd realized that I was getting older, and that I had sacrificed an enormous amount of my personal life to bring forth this dream I had to be a working actor. And so I was already cognizant and trying to reconcile that conflict in my own life, and then I recognized it immediately as one of the central themes of this film. So I was really excited to bring that sense of selfishness and regret, and also hope, to the role that I was sort of feeling in my own life.